Then.
Do it again. Do it again.
A little.
That's it.
You know what it is, Truth Nation. It's time to wake up with Milwaukee's favorite morning show.
My point is, if you're 40 or if you're still trying to push for something, it doesn't mean that it's over just because it's been delayed. Delayed doesn't mean denied.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, this is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming on YouTube.
You gotta love black folks. We gonna make a way out. What you mean, man? All you gotta do is get
I got to put a little all in it.
Go get the Robitussin so we can get this car fixed.
Here are your hosts, the effective communication coach, Denise Thomas, and two-time Emmy Award winner, Telly Hughes.
Good morning, Truth Nation. It is Wednesday, Hump Day, August 28th, 2024. You're listening to the best morning show on planet Earth, Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. We are so excited to have you listening and watching us. It's going to be a great show. Good morning, Telly.
Good morning, DT. What's going on?
Man, what's going on is y'all's incredible Truth on Politics roundtable discussion last night. I tuned in. I was like, okay, so selfishly, Telly, I was like, that's my co-host.
Oh, that's thank you. Co-host. I'm glad I did you proud.
You were beyond excellent yesterday, and everyone. And, you know, I appreciate the fact that I was thinking there are so many promo opportunities from yesterday's Truth on Politics because so many of our valued listeners, so many valued Truth Nation listeners and viewers were calling in and saying, thank you, Truth. Thank you for, you know, creating this platform to where we can have a organic, genuine dialogue about politics and how politics impact the black community. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah, thank
Y'all
you.
Killed it.
Thank you. And it is rare that you could get 4 black people in one room and talk about politics and there's no argument. And that was the best thing about it. It was, like you said, healthy dialogue, and it was an opportunity to get questions answered, and that's to me, that's a great show when you're learning as you're doing the show as well. It's not like you're going into it and thinking that, okay, I know everything that I need to know. But, I mean, Sherwin put me on some stuff. Dr. Ken put me on some stuff. Bailey put me on some stuff. So, and I was just glad to contribute to the conversation as well. But a lot of great ideas, a lot of great thoughts, and it was. I'm glad that Truth Nation was very, very much engaged last night.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, not that I'm one who factors in numbers, but I did go and look at the YouTube podcast version. Y'all not only had a very significant number of views, but you had a very significant number of likes. And I'm not one to measure quality based on quantity, but again, just listening to it, it was so informative. If you did not tune in to Truth on Politics, the roundtable discussion with Dr. Ken Sherwood-Hughes, Telly, and our beloved Queen Bailey Coleman last night, do not miss the next one.
Yes.
Do not miss the next one.
Yes.
Because it definitely was so informative. And again, I was a bit biased, but Telly, I think you gave the best perspective last night.
Oh, thank you.
I may be a bit biased. All right. So, Truth Nation, we've got a great show for you today. It is Wednesday again. It's Hump Day. We're almost there. We're in the midsection. And let me just share with y'all that I received, I would say, Telly, the best news that I've received in a long time last night. So as I was watching Truth on Politics, the roundtable discussion, which broadcasted live yesterday, I received a text message. I'm literally sitting on the couch. I'm watching you, Bailey, Sherwin, and Dr. Cannon, and I receive a text message. It's from my son. And when I opened up the text message, Truth Nation, it was a link to an Instagram post. Now, Telly, I know everybody, Truth Nation, we all got that one cousin, auntie, uncle, friend that all they do is text us memes and Facebook posts and Instagram, and we just be like, okay. Yeah. Do you have a friend or a cousin like that, Telly?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And it's just, I mean, I had to get on my sister about that for a long time because she'd never text words. It was just memes to like good morning meme and how's your day meme and ooh, that's messed up meme. You'd be like, do you type any words? And I know it's because her nails are so long and she types with her knuckles, but I'm like, let's make some adjustments here. But yes, I do have this person.
We, Truth Nation, and thank you, Telly, for co-signing. We all have that friend or relative who just constantly sends us links to Facebook or any social media video or meme. Well, I know that, Telly, when my son, Darren, who's 26, first of all, moms, dads that have, millennials or Gen Zers as kids, they don't call you. Okay. It's always text. And if they do text you, there is some type of, purpose. Telly Hughes, when I opened up the link that my son sent me, and he didn't even, there was no caption, there were no additional words. It was just a link because I know my son and my daughter know how I am when it comes to this artist. Kanye West performed, and what was crazy, because I was like, Telly and I were just talking about Korea during the show yesterday. Kanye West, if you have not already heard, had a listening experience with Ty Dolla $ign in Korea, South Korea, yesterday.
I was about to say, I hope it was South.
Telly, stay focused. Don't irritate me. Okay, we're talking about Ye. Okay, stay focused. I just literally gave you a whole ego boost. No negative when I talk about Ye. You know who I get. That's a trigger.
No, so, I'm saying for his purpose. That ain't negative.
Well, if you really want to go there, he probably would be able to perform in North Korea, but they just don't have, in terms of their dictator leadership, they don't have concerts in North Korea. But anywho, so Kanye West performed in Korea yesterday. And if you have not already, Telly, because it's going viral. First of all, the venue where he performed, there was not a single empty seat. And what was so phenomenal about this particular concert is that he performed not one, not three, not four, not 10, but 74 songs. I'll just put it right there. I'm not going to say anything else.
Wow.
74 songs.
That's impressive.
Now, what was also impressive, as a lifetime member of the Ye fan club, this man performed on, let's just say, like, can you visualize the rodeo in Houston, Texas? Just visualize what the stage looks like. It's just dirt because, they have, okay, that's what he performed on in basically a white hoodie and sweatpants. No backup, no extras, no expensive visuals, just him on the dirt in front of tens of thousands of people. 74 songs. It was bananas. Go look at the footage when you get a chance, Telly.
Yeah, okay. Is he still not able to perform in the United States? Or, like, I know the last time he tried to perform at the United Center, which of course would have sold out in probably 12 seconds, if not sooner. But I was going to say 12. Man, that's pretty long for Kanye. Right. Maybe I was about to say maybe 6 seconds, but yeah, I mean, is that still in effect, or what was going on with that? That's a great question. I can't answer that in terms of factual information, but I will tell you that the concert that he had last night in Korea, first of all, there was, Telly, 35,000 fans that attended this concert, which, guess what, was a surprise show. Now, you tell me how many people on earth can just be like, oh, I'm going to perform today. I would say Ye, Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Jay-Z. That's what I have right now off the top of my head.
35,000 fans in Korea, not America. Do you hear what I'm saying, Telly?
Yeah.
Not in America. Korea. Korea. This was Kanye West's first live performance since July of 2022, which, to your point, Telly, because he lives in LA, he lives in Los Angeles, which is where, his children live. He is a Chicago native. He hasn't dropped an album in about a year and a half. 35,000. Korea. 74 songs. I told my son, if Kanye goes on tour, like outside of North America, I don't care if this brother announces that Mars is one of his stops. I'm there. I'm going to do whatever I can to get on a rocket ship and see that brother in Mars. So between the Truth on Politics Roundtable and Kanye's 35,000 fan sold out concert in Korea, however you feel about Kanye, this is a black man who is still relevant. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like, however you feel about Kanye, this is one of the few artists that does not have to. He's like Sade. Like, I remember when Sade went on tour. She hadn't dropped an album in like 20 years. Your love is king. Boom. United Center sold out 3 days.
No, it's only certain people that can do that.
Yeah.
You're so correct with that. I mean, everybody just can't just have a pop-up concert. I mean, Ludacris did it when he came to Milwaukee here at 3rd Street Market Hall, but it wasn't 35,000 people. I mean, that is saying something in another country too.
In a whole nother country. And the thing is, he performed 2.5 hours nonstop, 74 songs. Do you hear me, Telly? 2.5 hours nonstop, 74 songs. I just had to get that off my chest, because between y'all's talk last night on Truth Politics Roundtable combined with the news and the footage that I witnessed last night of Kanye, it's going to be a great day today, y'all. Yeah. You're listening to the best morning show on planet Earth. Our Truth Talk and text line is 833-212-1017. We come back. We've got so many great topics today. We've got some updates in terms of, yes, JD Vance is back in Wisconsin. We're going to talk about that, as well as flight attendants. If you travel frequently or not, we've got a pretty interesting update in terms of what flight attendants are experiencing, as well as more hot topics. And we've got today truth swiping. So you want to stay locked in. This is the best morning show on planet Earth. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
More of Truth Be Told with DT and Telly is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Thank you, Truth Nation. Your willingness to share your stories with our community has helped make the Tory Lowe Show a 2-time First Place Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Award winner.
Hey, I'm tapping in for the Milwaukee County Jail. Yeah, man, they treating us real bad up in here, man. I mean, they can have us sleeping in feces and urine. They took the batteries from us, told us there wasn't no batteries in stock. I ain't never heard that in my life.
We do this all for you, Milwaukee. We are the award-winning 101.7 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk.
How much I weigh is nobody's business, but Eric Hovde wants to make it his.
Republican candidate for United States Senate Eric Hovde says that overweight people should have to pay more for their health insurance.
Eric Hovde want us to pay more because we weigh more? How insulting is that?
Listen to Eric Hovde.
There should be consequences to those personal choices. Fine, you want to do that? Your health care is going to cost more.
Hovde would increase health care costs for 1 out of every 3 people in Wisconsin.
Eric Hovde Hovde is totally wrong. Who do he think he is?
Senator Tammy Baldwin has a different view. She's working to lower health care costs for Wisconsinites. Tammy Baldwin wrote the law that lets young people stay on their parents' health insurance until they're 26. And Tammy took on the big pharmaceutical companies to cap the cost of insulin and inhalers. Tammy Baldwin is the one who's working for us.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, candidate for Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Tammy Baldwin for Senate.
Hey, Milwaukee, you've got too nice of a ride. Why put it through a gas station car wash when you could treat it to a nice Tsunami Express car wash? At Tsunami Express, expect nothing but the best with unlimited wash memberships and state-of-the-art car wash technology. Opening in Midtown on Fond du Lac Ave and Capitol Drive. Stop by and get a free car wash only at Tsunami Express in Midtown from August 21st through September 1st. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at TsunamiExpress.com.
1017 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette Hilltoppers football. Tune in Friday night as the defending state champion Hilltoppers host the Fond du Lac Cardinals. The football action kicks off at 7 p.m. on 1017 The Truth. Marquette University High School football is presented by Gruber Law Offices and sponsored by Capital Insurance Agency, Magic Productions, Annex Wealth Management, C.G. Schmidt, Leff's Lucky Town, Boyle Frederickson Intellectual Property Law, and Marquette University High School. It is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Get up and dance with me, dance with me. Ooh, baby, sing on the song. Get up and dance with me, dance with me.
You are listening to the best morning show on planet Earth, Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. It is Wednesday, August 28th. Before break, my banter was just of excitement. Number one, the Truth on Politics roundtable discussion. If you did not listen to it, you definitely want to go to YouTube right now and subscribe to 101.7 The Truth. Any show that you are not able to watch live, and yes, you can stream and watch Telly and I live right now on our YouTube channel. You can always download the podcast on our Truth app. But if you did not watch the show last night with Telly, Sherwin, Dr. Ken, and Queen Bailey Coleman, you definitely want to tune in. Stacy on our Truth Talk and text line again, which is 833-212-1017, says, "Morning, y'all. Great politics segment last evening. As Telly said, no arguments, but different perspectives. There should never be a round table where people agree all the time. I know things come up. I was disappointed that Tory Lowe wasn't there for someone who has a lot to say about his support for Trump, etc. Great performance for Bailey, Taylor Hughes, and Dr. Ken." Stacey, I do know that Tory Lowe was out, as he usually is, fighting for our community. Just in terms of FYI, in terms of why he wasn't there. Now, as far as his support for Trump, I can't speak on that. I don't know anything about that. Do you, Telly?
Yeah, there were a couple of callers that were saying that they hate that he wasn't there because they did want to get his perspective as to how he could be an activist and support or vote for Donald Trump. And so, yes, there were a couple of callers, but again, just like you said, we couldn't speak for him, and it was unfortunate that he was unable to come, but he was doing what Tory Lowe does, and that was he was helping someone in the community. So, but again, in spite of him not being there, I thought that it really did. It really did serve its purpose. And a lot of times when you set out to do something or do a specific show, it doesn't always meet the mark. And I felt like we met the mark in terms of executing the plan that we had set out there, and just to give people a platform.
Yes.
Yeah. So
you didn't meet the mark, Telly. Y'all, as a collective group of talk radio show hosts, I mean, Dr. Ken is a highly intellectual individual. I always tell Dr. Ken, because he'll get frustrated with some listeners' perspectives, including mine sometimes. I'm like, Dr. Ken, you have to realize, you know, your IQ is probably like 8,000. And sometimes you expect you from others, and not everybody has an 8,000 IQ. So you had Dr. Ken, you had Sherwin Hughes, who, you know, everybody in terms of his brand, Sherwin, and I agree with one of the listeners that called in, Sherwin definitely should be teaching. Yeah. Or educating political science in a formal matter in somebody's or several colleges and universities. Bailey Coleman, legend, talk radio legend in every aspect of radio, talk radio. She's been there, done that. She's a legend. And then, of course, 2-time Emmy Award winning Telly Hughes. You couldn't have asked for a better makeup. Now, in terms of, man, y'all are really, okay, let me just put this to bed, okay? Because I'm looking at the YouTube message board, which is a great example because someone was, you know, saying, you know, how come Tori wasn't there? So TS on the YouTube message board says, don't disrespect, but as a black woman, especially one that continuously calls black women out on disrespect towards black women, how can you still be a fan of Kanye? TS, no disrespect taken. Thank you for your comment. Number one, you hear what you want to hear. Because in addition to whatever I say about black men disrespecting black women, if you listen to this show on a consistent basis, I talk, and Telly, I need you to back me up on this, please, brother. I talk more in favor of black men than I don't. Telly, I'll wait.
Oh, I agree with that. I
talk in favor more of black men.
Like you said, if you listen, then you don't even have to explain that. Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. I'm only addressing this with energy because I'm going to say this and I'm be done with it. So, TS, number one, thank you for listening to our show. Number two, you obviously are not a fan of Kanye. I respect that. Okay. But what we're not going to do in this thing called life is when someone who doesn't have the same views as you do, or who does not regard the same people that you regard, or who do not, you know, aren't fans of artists that you're not fans of. What you're not going to do is put me in a corner and expect me to explain myself. Okay. Because at the end of the day, you've already misjudged me. You've said I continuously call black men out. There is probably not 1 week I don't say I love black men. I applaud black men. We got to support our black men. So TS, that just shows, number one, that you listen to what you want to listen to. Secondly, I don't have to explain myself to anybody. Do you hear what I'm saying, TS? If you don't like Kanye, don't like him. If you want to vote for Trump, vote for Trump. But what you not going to do is make me feel bad for what I am a fan of. I do not explain myself to people who are committed to misunderstanding me, TS. Period. I'll say that one more time for the people in the back. I do not explain myself. I do not waste my time and energy entertaining people who are committed to misunderstanding me. But I love you and thank you so much. Queen Amazing says, I used to be the biggest Kanye fan, but as I grew older, so did his antics. I have not been able to enjoy his music and no longer interested in what he says or does. He used to be so real. Now he is lost. Queen Amazing, I respect that. I don't agree, but I respect your perspective and your feelings. B. Bruce, Tory didn't show. Kanye spoke some real actual stuff that nobody before he spoke truth about his handlers, and the only benevolent thing Kanye has ever said. Again, I am learning this thing in life, Telly. I don't argue or debate with people. Like, that's like me going to a KK. I told you, we've talked about this. That's like me going to a KKK rally. Why don't you like black people? What you think they gonna say? You should love all people. Right. What you think they gonna say? So no, I'm not about to argue or debate or explain myself to someone who clearly, like, especially one that continuously calls black men out on disrespect towards black women. You doggone right, I'm gonna call out black men who disrespect black women. But in the same aspect, I applaud, encourage. My father's black. My son is black. So miss me with that, TS.
Hey,
all right.
Hey, I think that you should probably put your laptop up to the YouTube camera and show everyone the sticker.
What sticker?
The you do you.
Oh, I wish I could, man. And that's one of my favorite Kanye quotes.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't like it? Like, you do you, I do me. You don't like it? Fast forward.
Yeah, I think that, if you're a fan or if you're not a fan, it really doesn't matter. Like.
But to then, but that's one thing that black people. That's one thing that about my people, our people, us as a community. It drives me nuts. Like, no other community does that. Like, you had Elvis, who got married to Priscilla Presley at the age of 14, 15. Yeah. Jerry Lee Lewis married his 12-year-old second cousin. You know, it's like, what? Yeah, that's a fact. You can Google that. Anywho, we're going to have a great show today. But again, shout out to the Truth on Politics Roundtable yesterday. That was incredible. And I can't wait. I think, Telly, I don't know. I think I'm on the next one.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can follow y'all. 'Cause y'all crushed it.
No, it'll be a monthly show, like you said. And the next one coming up, I think, at the end of September. And I'm not sure who is on it as of now. But I think that, you were scheduled to be on it. I'm pretty sure of that. But yeah, if you tuned in right at the very beginning, I gave that disclaimer. I said, look, politics just happened to bleed into our show. I said, Sherwood, you more the political dude, so don't expect me to get up here and give these dissertations like you're giving. But like you said, though, I felt like I was able to hold my own.
Oh, you did. I was like, that's my co-host. There you go. Let's go. Everybody gave a valuable perspective. And I think, and I don't want to speak for the listeners that called in and applauded what they were hearing and viewing. However, I do want to say this. To see a group of black people, both men and women, being able to have a healthy, constructive, non-argumentative, non-combative discussion about politics, which is one of the three, subject matters that traditionally have been regarded as taboo. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank Dr. Ken, Sherwin, and Bailey for reminding us or showing us that, this is what we need to be doing more of.
Yeah. So
shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Truth. And shout out to all the listeners, because that is exactly what we have to do, is show ways that we can have dialogue and not agree, but still leave in one piece and still leave hugging each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I witnessed last night. When we come back from break, speaking of division, y'all, I grew up watching WWF. I know it's WWE now. I grew up watching WWF, and I loved me some Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan had lost his mind. Now, when we come back, because I'm going to tell you this right now, as a black woman, we don't play them games. When we come back, Hulk Hogan asked his fans what I regard as a very inappropriate, disgusting, and quite frankly, you done lost your mind question. When we come back, we're not only going to talk about Hulk Hogan, we're going to hear the audio from him at a recent event where he asked fans if he should do something to Madam Vice President Kamala Harris. We'll be back.
More of Truth Be Told with DT and Telly is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Connie's Compassionate Care is a Wisconsin Medicaid Badger Care Plus benefit program designed to help pregnant women retain the support and services needed to have a healthy baby. From medical appointments, transportation, and health education support. So, if you or anyone you know can benefit from our agency, call 414-550-7521 to speak with Lasagna. Connie's Compassionate Care has got you covered.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Telly Hughes with his truth.
I want to stress the importance of a positive mindset. Everything begins as a thought before it ever becomes an action. So it's extremely important to purposely place yourself in positive spaces to help shape and nurture those thoughts. I know you're probably thinking, okay, Telly, let's be realistic. Look, I get it. You may work with people with bad energy, or you may even be related to people who are negative by nature. In this journey called life, there will be many things that come your way that's out of your control. But what you can control is how you respond. Understand this. you have the right to either tap in or tap out of whatever energy that may come your way. And that's how you can control and protect your positive spaces. The mind is where it all starts. And if your thoughts are centered around positivity, you'll see how things begin to transform. You will see a noticeable difference between things happening for you versus things always happening to you. You begin to grow through situations as opposed to just going through tough situations. Make it a priority to surround yourself with positive people and create those positive spaces and begin to experience the fruits of what a positive mindset can produce. Trust me, it takes work to creating these spaces, and you have to be intentional about it. And I'm committed to putting in the work because I'm living proof that it's well worth the peace a positive mindset brings.
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
September baseball is coming, and every Brewers game means even more this time of year. Get to American Family Field as the Crew takes on the Rockies September 6th through the 8th. Get your seats now at Brewers.com.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
Hurt by a truck? Call Gruberg offices. One call, that's all.
Well, we got a couple of issues to deal with. First of all, an accident on northbound 43 just about at Bender Road. The right lane is blocked with this, so be careful with that. That's really starting to see some delays stretching back towards Hampton. Southbound side starting to slow down from Hampton down to Capitol. Westbound 94 backing up out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound 94 heavy from before Meadowbrook Road all the way to Highway 16. And then again, back on the brakes from the zoo all the way through the stadium interchange. We've also got the right lane blocked on westbound 894 right about at Loomis. We've got a broken down vehicle there that is in traffic. So we're seeing delays, hefty ones, coming out of the Mitchell interchange towards Loomis. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly cloudy, cooler, but humid. Isolated showers are possible, a high of 78. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 67. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
You are listening to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Telly, with this song, I feel like should be like, you're listening to The Quiet Storm.
Or
Truth Be Told with DT and Telly.
Or have a glass in your hand swirling your drink around.
Man,
why do we do that? Why do we do that? Have you ever seen a white person swirl their drink around?
Let me think. Actually, you know what? No, I have not. Man, we gotta make sure that drink, it's just like you said, Telly, it's a vibe. When you do that swirl.
You do that swirl, you know that.
It's on.
Yeah, he feeling that right now.
I was gonna say that's a good drink.
Yeah, that's a good drink. And
we here at The Truth only encourage responsible alcohol consumption. 21 and over, drink responsibly.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all, you can tell it's hump day. Say it again, Telly.
Something in our DNA, though, man. We always got to put a little flair on it.
Let me tell you something. We in the midst of a historical presidential election, and if y'all tuned in to YouTube right now, you see my rubbing my brow. And first, before we get into, because I know Truth Nation, I know the phone lines and the Truth Talking text line are about to blow up when we play this audio. But before we do that, I have to give Paris a very special shout out. We usually don't do shout outs, but Paris, as you head to your first day of your senior year, let me just remind you that you deserve the best. What you put into this academic year as you prepare for post-graduation is exactly what you're going to get in. And I know based on who your mother is, you're going to have a great, successful year. Don't worry about the haters. Don't listen to the haters. They only hating you because they want to be you. Stay around people who support you. You got a great mother. You got a great support system. You got the truth. We're backing you up, Paris. Have an incredibly successful senior year. You deserve it, and we got your back. All right, Paris. So, again, we usually don't do shout-outs, but somebody sent me a special request. Now, Hulk Hogan then lost his ever-loving mind. And let me tell you, you know what, Telly? I'm not even going to tell you why he lost his mind. I'm just going to, we're going to just play this audio. So at a recent event, Hulk Hogan asked fans if he should do something to Madam Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, the former WWF world-renowned wrestler went on to, you know what? Let's just play the video, y'all. Let's just play the audio. Here we go. Check this out.
Bring more beers out. You want me to body slam somebody? You want me to body slam Kamala Harris? I said, do you want me to body slam Kamala Harris? You want me to drop the leg on Kamala? Is Kamala a chameleon? Is she Indian? Okay, I like it. How?
All right, we can cut. We can cut. So, Telly, did you hear Hulk Hogan, a grown man? See, this is when I know that this human being does not regard a black woman as a human being. What grown man who's got a medium t-shirt with his muscles, but I'm going to use the term fussles, hanging out of his medium t-shirt in front of what is supposed to be American citizens, asking them, should he body slam a woman, Vice President Kamala Harris? And then you hear the cheers, and he says it again. Should I body slam her? What is she, a chameleon? Is she Indian? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I was chuckling because you said, I know Truth Nation is going to react to this, and the Truth Talking text line as well as our YouTube message board is going to blow up. And my phone was already blowing up, and people, I got a couple of texts from some of my friends that are listening and said, look, he lost his, rabbit bleep mind. And he was like, he better go sit down. He said he could try and body slam her and mess around and get bodied. And so,
come on.
Here's the deal. I can't even take that serious because Hulk Hogan is 71 years old. Man, if you don't go sit down and all the steroids and stuff you took, I'm sure you are as frail as a rock. So, you still got the outer layer that looks like, oh, you still Hulk Hogan. But at the end of the day, you 71 years old and you talking about body slamming. So, man, if you don't go sit down.
Let me tell you, let me do a public service announcement to you, Hulk Hogan. Now, I know, and Al, trust me, because with your fan base on this show, we're going to take your call. But let me just say this. And this has nothing to do with politics. Let me explain something to you. You might have got it twisted based on what the mainstream media portrays in terms of how black men feel about black women. But let me say this to you right now. If you even think or even act like you about to put your paws on Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, you think you know what? Let me shut up.
Yeah.
You think January 6th? We don't play them games, brother. We don't play them games.
And if you think that Madam Vice President Kamala Harris is giving a second thought about your ignorant comments, she ain't worried about that at all, man. So, you think you're going to even get that close enough? Like, if we're going to be real and say that you really meant what you said, do you think that you're going to get close enough to try and body slam her? Like, what are you talking about? And
exactly.
You're a dude. Like, who talks about dude body slamming a woman? Like, yeah, you know what? If I meet Cardi B, I'm telling you, I am going to just body slam her and drop my leg on her. Like, how does that make me look? What? Like, people, what are you talking about? And then you got people cheering? Like, yeah.
That's what I was going to say. I need all the brothers to remind Hulk Hogan who he's talking about. I know we got to take a break. Al, please hold. We're going to take your call as soon as we come back from break. I just got to share this story really quick. Do you remember when Beyonce performed for the second time at the Super Bowl, Telly, and she wore attire, and her dance team wore attire that was very similar to the Black Panthers? And do you remember all of the people that called into the FCC and, this is racist and blah, 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 blah. And the police department, I forget which city was hosting the Super Bowl that year, but the police department was basically saying, like, we are not going to protect Beyonce.
Wow.
Minister Louis Farrakhan came out and said, but we will. Don't come for us, y'all.
Yeah.
We don't play. Hulk Hogan, you need to do your homework, brother. So you already talk about brother. Do your homework, brother. Now, we may act, we may, but when it comes to ours, have a seat. You're listening to the best morning show on planet Earth, Truth Be Told, with DT and Telly. When we come back, we're going to hear more from your comments and questions, and we're going to definitely come back and hear from our beloved Al. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Friday Night Lights officially lives here. 1017 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette University High School Championship football. Be sure to tune in every Friday night at 7 p.m. as we bring you some of the best gridiron action in the area. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices and sponsored by Capital Insurance Agency, Magic Productions, Annex Wealth Management, C.G. Schmidt, Left's Lucky Town, Liberty Engineering, Boyle Frederickson Intellectual Property Law, and Marquette University High School.
This is Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health Centers on 1017 The Truth.
So we do have a drug take-back box at Outreach Community Health Centers. So if people have medications at their home that they want to get rid of, they could bring it to our pharmacy and we'll dispose of it for them. Anything that's not being used, anything that's kind of out of date, even antibiotics, any other medications, definitely it's better to safely dispose of it, and definitely don't flush it down the toilet because that puts it back into our drinking water supply. So
why is that a bad thing, Annie? Why do we not want to flush our medication?
Yeah, so it contaminates our drinking water. It contaminates our waterways, so our rivers and lakes don't benefit from all of those medications entering into the water supply. And we don't also enter. We have great drinking water in the city of Milwaukee, but they can only filter out so many of the pharmaceuticals. So as much as we can to reduce the pharmaceutical supply in our drinking water, we'll all be better off.
Transform your home with incredible savings during Steinhaffel's 5-day Labor Day event. Take an extra $100 off your purchase of $19.99 or more. Spend $29.99 or more. Get a free Nespresso coffee and espresso machine with the Aerochino Milk Frother. Don't miss out on their amazing bonus buys and closeout deals. And make your new rooms even more affordable with Steinhaffel's 36-month financing. It's Steinhaffel's 5-day Labor Day event. Shop in-store or online at Steinhaffels.com.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You are listening to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah, when you hear this song, you want to kind of just be out in the park and just kind of kicking it. But the 1017 The Truth Street Team, sponsored by UW Credit Union, is coming to an event near you. Join The Truth tonight from 5 to 8 at Washington Park for Washington Park Wednesdays. There's food, games, and plenty of entertainment for everyone to enjoy. The 1017 The Truth Street Team is sponsored by UW Credit Union. They are here for every you.
All right, do me a favor, Brother Telly. I'm texting you, but just mute. You know what? Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Look, we human.
Yeah, got you.
We're only human.
Yep. I got you muted.
Tune in. That's why I got through all, but that's okay. Babe, look, let me tell you something about Telly, y'all. Telly not only worked in the morning yesterday, Telly worked at the night. Shout out to Telly Hughes for being so committed to our community that he did a double. Let me get some of that overtime money, Telly.
It was different. We get overtime?
I was being wishful. Yeah, Kyle. Can we get overtime? I know he's listening. All right, y'all. Truth Nation, you want to tune in to the award-winning 1017 The Truth this Saturday at 10 a.m. for another episode of Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health Centers. Sherwin Hughes will speak with Dr. Mu Bonga from Outreach Community Health Centers about the importance of immunizations, define inoculations, and your overall health. This is not just a show. It's a movement dedicated to bringing our community together through wellness. Do not miss Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health Centers this Saturday, y'all, at 10 a.m. on 1017 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk. And Al and Callie, we are coming to you right now. Al, first, thank you so much for your patience. You are live with DT and Telly. What is your question or comment?
My comment is I would not really give Hulk Hogan no, I wouldn't even give him no type of care, because usually his anger comes from lust. Because usually a lot of men like him, they usually have a slush fund account for black women, because a lot of them call it the coochie cat bill. So I would not get upset, because they are the biggest buyers of black women. So his anger is actually coming out of lust. Because if a person does not like you, they're not going to talk about you. But him, I wouldn't be surprised after his death would probably be a couple of outside black babies. So don't pay. He's 71. He probably can't even pop one. So he's old. So don't feed him don't give him none of your energy. He's an old man, ain't too much he can do. He probably got a case of Viagra that probably only lasts about maybe 10 seconds, and his heart start popping at about 20 seconds. Don't pay that man no mind. Y'all have yourself a good day, by the way. Black Coochie Cat Bill. Goodbye.
Thank you, Al. Thank you so much. We appreciate always your perspective. Good morning, Callie. You were live with DT and Telly. What is your question or comment?
Good morning, DT Telly. How are you guys?
Great. Thank you.
So, first of all, Hulk Hogan need to go sit his old behind down somewhere, first of all. Sir, we do not condone violence towards women, let alone black women. That's number one. And I was done with Hulk Hogan when his daughter Brooke was dating a black man and he wanted to fling out the N-word everywhere. So yeah, I'm done with Hulk Hogan. He need to go sit his old behind down and go drink some tea and crumpets or something. Just go do something else, sir.
Not
Don't talk about drop kicking black women, man. We not doing that.
Thank you so much, Callie.
Not tea and crumpets. I'm weak. He needs to go sit down and have some tea and crumpets.
Here's the thing with that. Is you know, we can't put it as eloquently as Al, or I know I can't, but he is so right, because here's the thing. His daughter loved the brothers, and he didn't like that. And so, and it came out at that time that he wasn't feeling that. And so what do you hate most? It's like, it's the parent that, gosh, I can't stand that dude, or I can't stand that little girl. And the more that you can't stand them, the more your kid is going to love them harder. And so, and I think that's what's going on here too. Because, and secondly, like Callie said, man, you don't even joke like that. I mean, like I would never joke like, man, DT, you better stop, man. Or, do you want me to put DT in a headlock? Do you want like who says that? Like, I mean,
Marcus, I want to share this with you on the Truth Talking text line. Marcus says, "Why do we have to defend Mrs. Harris when her own husband didn't say anything?" Reactions to that, Telly?
Oh, wow. I don't think anybody, because here's the thing. Madam Vice President Kamala Harris did not ask anybody to defend her, number one. And so I think that she is not really giving it any sort of time, energy, whatever. So I think that probably started at home. And they discuss it amongst themselves, and they have so much going on. I mean, there's a good chance that somebody just probably told her, oh, by the way, like, do you think she's sitting around watching TV listening to what Hulk Hogan is saying? I don't think so. I truly
and my
don't.
thing was, he was saying her husband didn't say anything. How do you know? How do you know, second gentleman, Demhoff didn't call? We don't know that.
Because we live in a generation, if you don't post it, it didn't happen.
Man.
That's why.
Hold on 1 second. I got to clear my throat for this one. Dear Marcus, he says, I'm still waiting on her policies, DT, from Friday. Dear Marcus, it is not my responsibility in this thing called life to explain to you anything. You are clearly not a fan, advocate, or supporter of Madam Vice President Kamala Harris. And that is your right. But what we're not going to do, because you refuse to listen in terms of things that are favorable, which is your right. If you're a Trump supporter, hey, we welcome everyone to this station. But it is not my responsibility or my obligation to convince someone who is already committed to not supporting Madam Vice President.
Right.
Thank you so much, Marcus. Have a wonderful day. Moving on. All right. This is why I love the Truth Politics Roundtable, because you still have people, and that's why I'm so glad that people are getting exposed to the power of appreciating different perspective, learning. Not everybody has to agree with you. Not everybody has to share the same thoughts and perspectives, and it doesn't require you to try to. You want me to explain? Think about it, Telly. And this is to all our truth listeners. Please ask yourself, when somebody that obviously has different perspectives from you, when they try to put you in a corner and say, "Well, explain to me this," or but what? It doesn't matter what I say. You are committed to being opposed to Kamala Harris, which is your right.
Yeah.
But it's not my responsibility, because you got the same access to information as I do. Marcus, you got the Dewey Decimal System. It's called a library. You've got Google. You've got social media. You've got so many different outlets to provide information. So if you really truly want to know Madam Vice President's policies, which at the end of the day, like y'all said yesterday on the show, once you find out her policies, Marcus, are you going to be inclined to vote for her? Let me ask you a question. When President Obama, when President Bush, when President Biden, when President Trump were campaigning before they were elected, were you asking them about their policies? Again, I'm not going to engage in conversations and dialogue with people who are letting me know you have no room for change. And that's okay. But it's not my responsibility to explain something to a person who already is completely secure with their position. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
But thank you so much.
No, we
quit doing that, black people. Like Michelle Obama said, we ain't doing that this election.
You made me think about it. We did hit on that last night, and
I watched it.
Yeah, we hit on a lot of subjects, and that was one of the good ones because it is who responsibility is it to learn? And I think I made the point last night of even asking, okay, are you asking to get Donald Trump's policies? I haven't heard anybody asking for his policies at all. So it's like if that is a big concern to you, like all of a sudden, when did you get a degree in political science and you even going to understand the policies? Like, do you really understand foreign policies? With our foreign allies, do you understand what NATO is and what it's supposed to do? And so and you don't become you don't get a law degree. You don't move up the ladder the way that Madam Vice President Kamala Harris has been able to do without getting the education and getting the knowledge and information about these things. And a lot of these things, that's like a doctor coming to explain to you how to do triple bypass surgery. Like, are you really going to understand it even if I do explain it? Probably not.
I guarantee you. Well, let me not use the word guarantee. To Telly, to further back up your point. This is why we have Politics Free Friday. But I'll just say this again. However you feel about politics, however you feel about the presidential election, I am so thankful that we have a platform. Whether I co-hosted on The Truth or not, I am so glad that we have a platform where it demonstrates and exposes people to a group of educated, articulate, mindful, respectful black people having a collective conversation, whether they agree or not, and leaving the conversation still being able to give dap or a hug. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. When we come back, we've got more hot topics. You want to stay tuned the second hour. You know we're going to be doing some truth swiping, and trust and believe, Truth Nation, you want to stay tuned for this truth swiping. We want to hear from you as well. Your voice is valuable and deserves to be heard. 833-212-1017. You're listening to the best morning show on planet Earth, Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. We'll be back.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices, and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call, That's All Gruber Cash Giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call, That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call, That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
For love of the game.
There's nothing like being selected to the Olympic team.
And love of their country.
Championship of that level, gold medal, means more.
Tune into Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Inside stories from Bucks stars on the agony and triumph of competing to win it all at the Olympics. It's Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
Truth Nation, let us talk our ish for a moment. There is no other station in the country where you get a front row seat to hear from some of the biggest names in politics, pop culture, and sports. People like Vice President Kamala Harris.
Talk with your listeners to remind them of their power and the importance of voting. And the folks in Milwaukee turned out for me and Joe Biden in 2020. You showed what was possible.
U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, are you a racist?
Absolutely not.
Is Donald Trump a racist?
Absolutely not. No.
And civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump.
thank you all for speaking truth to power. That's the most important thing, because right now there are those in our community who would rather we just be quiet.
Right.
We have to disturb the peace now more than ever.
Tap into the award-winning and nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Milwaukee Black Talk.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at WIPGA.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
Attention Milwaukee County residents. Are you prepared for the unexpected? From sudden storms to unforeseen emergencies, readiness is key. Take charge of your safety with a family emergency plan and an essential emergency kit. Stay informed and connected during emergencies. For tips and resources, visit us online or contact the Milwaukee County Office of Emergency Management. Prepare now, stay safe, and build a resilient community together, because readiness starts with you.
Join the movement. Listen to the Tori Lowe Show on 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, the locally owned Good Karma brand station. It is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, it is hour number 2 of Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on this Wednesday, August 28th. And here's a reminder for you. The Truth is the proud home of Marquette University High School Championship football. The Marquette High Hilltoppers look to bounce back after a tough Week 1 loss as they welcome the Fond du Lac Cardinals into Hart Park. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. Friday Night Football on The Truth is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
All right, Truth Nation, as Telly had shared, it is Wednesday, August 28th. And I know for many of us, we're hearing phrases like it's the end of the summer, we're getting into Labor Day weekend, the summer is over. And I totally feel you on that. I heard a message during church this past Sunday, and I just want to share it with you because sometimes you just need to be reminded that as the seasons are changing, yes, summer is about to come to a close. However, let's embrace the possibilities of new beginnings. That's what I took away from the Sunday sermon. It's all about what's the possibilities versus focusing on the problems. What are the possibilities within our community, especially as Black people? And speaking of Black people, I want to share this press release that I received, Telly, and what has really been disheartening for me, as well as shocking for me over the past 2 or 3 years, seeing so many Black men under the age of 60 dying all of a sudden, which is tragic for our community. I mean, every time I look up, I'm seeing a new report, whether it's a brother losing their life from the hands of the police department, whether it's health, whether it's mental illness. You've had a significant number of brothers, and this has always been a stigma in our community, taking their own lives. And so this press release that I received, I just wanted to share it. And even though this is not taking place in Milwaukee, I hope this inspires other organizations, or even just as an individual, because I know we do have platforms here in Milwaukee. Our brother Kwabena Nixon over at WNOV, he hosts, I think, if not bi-weekly, a monthly platform at G's Clippers on King Drive regarding participating in on-site, in-person whether it's a health screening, open dialogue about being a black man. So we need to continue doing that. Anywho, on the campus of Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia, there's going to be the 5th annual Black Men's Wellness Day on September 14th. So if you know someone in Atlanta, if you are listening from Atlanta, if you have a family member that is attending Morehouse College, please invite them to this event that's aimed to get black men to participate in on-site health screenings. I'm tired of seeing brothers under the age of 60 dying, whether it's mental illness, whether it's murder, whatever. We need our brothers. We need our black men. And so this Health Awareness Day for black men is going to include, measuring vital signs such as blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, free HIV, STD, and STI screenings, prostate cancer, and more. And so again, if you know anyone that lives in Atlanta that is a black man, attends Morehouse, please let them know about this 5th annual African American black male wellness event on September 14th in Atlanta. And if you happen to be in Atlanta, and the reason why, we're talking about this too is because we've had so many discussions about health equity and empowerment for black men in this country. And I hope this also continues to inspire and influence Telly, other brothers. I know Omega Psi Phi, your fraternity, hosts a number of events and different initiatives that are specific to the health disparities occurring in our community. Because again, as a black woman, I cannot continue to witness not just the health disparities that are disproportionately affecting our community, but also just the individual black men, the lives that need to be improved. Yeah. Whether it's health, whether it's family. So whatever resources that are necessary for black men to be able to live and lead healthier, longer lives, that is what's crucial right now in our community.
Yeah, and it's to me, sometimes I don't think that we truly understand as black men how important our health is. And I think that a lot of times that we're conditioned to say, oh, well, my daddy used to do this, or my granddaddy used to do this, and, I'm going to do it. And you're not even looking at A, the life expectancy, and B, just trying to be better than the generation before you. Not better thinking you're better than them, but learning from them. And I know in, my mother's generation, they didn't go to the doctor a lot. And or you had to have something extremely wrong with you in order to go to the doctor. And when you get older, you realize it wasn't because they didn't want to, they didn't have insurance. They couldn't afford to go to the doctor. But if you are in a position where you have insurance and you can afford to go, you need to go. And because here's the thing. As much as you may say, oh, I'll be fine, or, oh, they're going to tell me something I already know, if they find something out, they can treat it as soon as they find out, as opposed to waiting 3 years to find out, oh, my gosh, I have this going on, and it could have been being treated. And so there's so many people that their lives have been saved by just going to get a prostate screening. Because even if you do have prostate cancer, you can attack it. If you attack it early, it's very beatable. And so, but if you don't wait, or if you just constantly complaining about, I got this pain in my back, or, oh, I got this pain, that's not normal. And so, don't ignore those things. And it's just once a year. You do so many terrible things, throughout the year to your body. Once a year, you could go make sure that this machine that you have, the only one that you're going to have, is working the way it needs to be working.
Could not have said it better. And bottom line, Telly, to underscore what you just shared, we talk about all the time, black women and exploiting black women, and you always saying, listen, there is no other community in this country, no other community that has contributed more to society with very little compensation. And we continue as black people, as we navigate through our self-hatred, we are so forgiving. We will let racist white people, we will let racism, we will let white people that think that they're better than us get away with things every day, both systemically and just straight up in our faces. And then we continue, as we continue to forgive everybody else, we remain the community that has done so much for everyone else with very little reciprocity or reciprocation, and we come for each other.
Yeah.
It hurts my heart. It literally hurts my heart when I see young black men dying every day, either due to violence or due to illness, whether it's physical or mental, and it has to stop. This is all part of the systemic design. And as long as our families and our communities are not being led by black men living healthier, living longer, this is exactly what's going to continue to happen.
Yeah. No, and I mean, as black men and being a black man my entire life, there's so many other things that you have to deal with on top of just making sure that you maintain your health. But maintaining your health should be the first and foremost, the first thing that you do, and make that your first priority. But I mean, I was just thinking about the story that our caller called in. I don't know if it was yesterday or Monday, but was just talking about how just going to work and having to deal with certain things, like when they had the noose in that warehouse, and just, you know, just from a psychological standpoint, you're going into work every day and you're dealing with this. And then on top of that, I mean, because a lot of time that type of stress leads to health, you know, problems and health issues. And so you talk about systemic, it all ties in together. And so you got to make sure that you're on top of your health because it affects everything else.
Absolutely. Your health is your wealth. As Telly said, your health is your wealth. And this is not a laughing matter.
No.
There's no joking around this. And this is not just physical, but, you know, I was thinking, when I was talking about Kanye this morning, you know, people on the YouTube message board, there were some people that were just coming at me like, how can you do? And I'm thinking, when we reported about Diddy beating a black woman in the hotel hallway, the immediate reactions from a number of black men were, she going for his pockets. She knew. As soon as I bring up Kanye, oh, I was done with Kanye when he put the Make America Great hat on again. I ain't never seen Kanye beat a woman on tape. Yeah. And trust and believe, based on Kanye, if they had something on him, it would have been released. Because he's done way more in terms of publicly going for organizations and communities than any other rap artist. He said way worse in terms of, you know, society and general population about certain communities. But as soon, you know, it's like, when is the self-hatred going to stop? We immediately, it's like, I can say something about Kanye, but how he did that. You have every right to feel the way that you do, but I'm just trying to understand, if you felt that passionate about Kanye wearing the Make America Great hat again, how come you didn't have that same passion or reaction when you saw a black man beating a black woman who's supposed to be his girlfriend, his woman, his significant other? And then it was, oh, she's trying to go for his money. Just asking. Whew. When we come back from break, I'm sweating, Telly. I done got my brow sweating.
It's time for a break. We'll cool off. We'll give you a chance to cool off.
When we come back from break, no, I'm cool. Trust me. I've learned not to give people that much power over me and my sanity. When we come back, there are updates regarding the Breonna Taylor case. And I can't believe that we're going to report what we're going to report when we come back. Also, some new revelations in terms of flight attendants. Did you realize that flight attendants are facing hunger and homelessness. When we come back, we're going to give you more updates on that, as well as truth swiping in the second hour. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you are having a great week. This is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on the award-winning 101.7 FM, The Truth.
More of Truth Be Told with DT and Telly is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Coming with straight truth.
When you mix anything with white supremacy, it fails. I think feminism is great. I really do. I want women to be as feminist as they want to be and fight for their rights, because as a man, I literally lose nothing. That's the same mode of thinking where people believe if African Americans have total equality and fairness, that white people are going to lose something. No, they won't. Won't lose anything.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Milwaukee Black Talk.
This is Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health Centers on 101.7 The Truth.
There are individuals in our community who certainly need health services, a variety of health services. What if they do not have health insurance? How can you serve that population?
Our community health center allows patients to come to our clinic regardless of their ability to pay, and that's part of our federal funding. You can come to our clinic and be seen based on what we call a poverty level. So anyone 200% or below a poverty level can be seen in our clinic for anywhere from $20 to $40 for that visit. So in other words, if your visit is a $400 visit and you fall on our sliding scale where you pay $20 for your visit, you would not be responsible for the $400. You'd only be responsible for $20 for that visit. Also, our pharmacy prescriptions are very, very affordable as well. Where you would normally pay, let's say for an inhaler, $240 a month for an inhaler, at our facility, that would cost you about $4 or $5.
It's very good to know you guys have a sliding scale that makes it very, very affordable.
On Diversity and Excellence powered by Erie Insurance, I am so excited to talk about the different ways that Erie Insurance can help with our community growth, can provide job opportunities from Erie Insurance Corporate, or with our local agency force. I'm really excited about the education of generational wealth in our Black and Brown communities and how we are a part of the communities here locally. There's so much more we can be a part of. Listen to me, Fred Johnson, on Diversity and Excellence, powered by Erie Insurance.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you now 18 or older and need a driver's permit? Greater Milwaukee Urban League's free driver's permit classes can put you in the driver's seat. You'll learn the rules of the road from qualified instructors, moving you one step closer to successfully earning your driver's license permit. You may also qualify for free behind-the-wheel instruction. Classes are available June through September. You can attend virtually or in person. Visit tmul.org for more information.
It is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Don't hit me too hard.
You are listening to the best morning show on planet Earth, Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Now, Telly, I'm going to keep it real with you. For a long time, as someone who depends on air as my primary mode of transportation, I didn't necessarily think that flight attendants, had the most lucrative compensation packages. But when I read this article, I was like, wow. Because for me, I've always seen flight attendants as, basically being able to travel all around the world for little to no cost. And, they have the luxury of, again, like flying free, flying anywhere in the world, like globetrotting. And what I'm finding out is that the reality is there is a huge inequality that flight attendants are navigating through on a day-to-day basis, which is very similar to what a lot of blue collar workers are facing, to the point where a number of flight attendants, Telly, are broke and homeless in this country. And it continues to be worsening.
Wow.
And see, that's exactly what my reaction was.
Yeah.
So apparently, flight attendants work on what they call reserve. So there may be days where, they're just waiting to be assigned to a flight in order, to make money. And so in the meantime, they work side jobs like bartenders, truck drivers, makeup artists, Uber or Lyft drivers. And it's basically to the point where their paychecks tend to be smaller than what they expected. And so many of them, Telly, are working these part-time jobs, waiting for work and living in their cars.
Wow. I did
or
not know
not
that.
having a home at all.
Yeah. I mean, I know that, from my frequent time from when I was working with the Bucks and Brewers, I know that the flight attendants that used to be on our flights were saying even back then that it was best for you to try and get with a company that flies private, because the instability of these, major, airlines, I mean, there is no stability. But I again, you would think that the life of a flight attendant would be much glamorous than that. You would think, like you said, you get to fly free, and it's a great job if you're single and don't have kids, and I mean, you could get to see the world and have a little money in your pockets while you do that. But it clearly is not the case. And,
are you ready for this?
Yeah.
The average salary for a flight attendant, and this is before taxes and insurance, $23,000.
Wow. I see why
That's
they need to go be they have another job or be a bartender.
And here's this is what's so controversial and problematic about this. And I was like, well, no wonder they be mean. No wonder they be yelling at people. Now I get it. Now see, information is power. I was like, now I get it. So next time you get slick in the mouth, I'm gonna have a little bit more empathy. But not only do they make very little, so $23,000 a year. Again, this is median. This is average. So there may be flight attendants that are listening saying, hey, I make more than that. Congratulations. But the average pay for a flight attendant before taxes and insurance is $23,000. Now, when you look at median rent in this country, the median rent amount in this country is about $1,500.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you do the math. And so it makes perfect sense in terms of why flight attendants are struggling, like barely surviving. Also, here's the thing. If you're waiting on a phone call from your employer, whether it's American, Delta, Frontier, Spirit, whomever, you still got bills. So what's happening is that a lot of flight attendants, they're working these moonlighting or side jobs all night long. Or all day long, and then they get a call say, hey, yeah, we need you to work from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. So they've not only are they barely surviving and making ends meet, they're not getting the rest that they need in order to be coherent. So I'm telling you, Telly, I had to share this story because when you see headlines that say some flight attendants are facing homelessness and hunger, and we all know that since the pandemic, we've seen video footage and viral stories of where passengers and flight attendants are getting into some very heated exchanges, including violent exchanges. Mm-hmm. And I'm not justifying or rationalizing flight attendants' behavior, but I do think it's essential to understand that based on this transportation infrastructure, for lack of better words,
yeah,
there is a foul pay structure in the airline industry. Mm-hmm. It's foul. Because $23,000, and then you got to make folks wait, and then you overbooking flights, and increasing rates. Come on, airlines.
Yeah, and that is not an easy job. Just to think that it's just somebody going up and down an aisle giving you peanuts and water. It's way more than that, and the affect the toll that it takes on your body just flying all the time. I mean, there is a thing called jet lag, and it's real. And I mean, but just imagine just flying all the time when you are called on, and that's not an easy thing to do. And you're right, DT. Like, and you're expected to not have. I mean, you're expected to have a great attitude all the time, as if everything is so awesome. And I want to make sure that this is a great and pleasant flight / experience for you. And I mean, you got stuff going on. I mean, you thinking, and in your head, man, this is my last flight for today, and I got to figure out where I'm going to stay once I get home. So, like that.
You literally must be in the flight attendant's head, Telly, because as one of the flight attendants who wanted to remain anonymous in this report says, quote, "I have to supplement my income, but then I'm also not sleeping. I am expected to save people on the plane, and yet we're not getting paid a living wage." Talk about you being on the same page, Telly. That's exactly how the flight attendants feel.
Yeah.
I'm not getting sleep. I don't have enough money to where I can just work this job. I've got to work other jobs, and then I'm expected to be courteous, friendly, save people if something were to happen, and yet I'm not getting paid a wage that I can live on.
Yeah. Sounds like teachers.
That's what I was thinking.
You know, I am educating your children and making sure they develop where they can become, productive citizens. And at the end of the day, such an important job, and the influence and effect that teachers have on students' lives. You only giving me crumbs. You giving me pennies to have such an important job. Like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
American Airlines publicly displayed an employment verification letter showing that for a entry level or first year flight attendant who's on reserve, and again, many flight attendants are just waiting to get calls to be on a flight. Because remember, flight attendants do not get paid until the flight lands. You know that, Telly, for somebody who travels frequently. Yeah. So keep in mind, when a flight is canceled, they're just as mad as you are. Because that means you called me, you got me up, I'm here at the airport, I'm ready to fly, and now I'm not going to get paid. So can you imagine getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, going to the airport, ready to get a check, for them to say, "Oh, the flight's canceled"?
Your job is a standby job, like how they have the
standby job,
tickets.
like a
yeah.
And so American Airlines showed an employment verification letter recently. Did you know what the starting pay for American Airlines first year flight attendants on reserve is? And this is without premiums, incentives. This is before taxes or insurance. What do you think the starting pay is?
Gosh, I would say probably $35,000.
$27,315.
Wow. Yeah.
Now, what am I going to do? And again, that's gross. So that is about $18.50 an hour before Uncle Sam, before insurance, before any FICO. Remember, I told you, Telly, my FICO experience. I remember the first time I got a paycheck, and I said, "Who in the hell is FICO?" I've never heard of FICO. I demand answers. What in the BB King is a FICO?
Right.
27,003. So let's just do the math, okay? And now bear with me, y'all, because I'm Evansville, Indiana public school. So I'm getting out my calculator. And let's just say we'll take 25% out of the $27,315 salary. So now I'm going to subtract 25%, which leaves me before, now we took out the taxes. So before insurance and all that stuff, that's equivalent to $10.50 an hour, Telly.
Yeah.
$20,000.
Yeah, that is.
So again, all I'm saying is this: I have a newfound appreciation for flight attendants, and now I understand. So I think this is truly an opportunity for us to give some more grace, or consider giving more grace to flight attendants, having this information, because dealing with financial insecurities, dealing with, do I need to go to a homeless shelter tonight or an unhoused shelter? Do I have enough heat in my car or air conditioning so I can sleep tonight?
Yeah.
Can you imagine those kind of decisions after you've already worked?
Yeah, that is not cool. Akpan hit us up on our talking text line, 833-212-1017. Akpan says, once again, they show you the limelight and don't show you the realness of it, but everybody know what they get into once they get it. If you sell me a dream and it's not what I wake up to, I'm leaving. So it's their choice. Live within your means and everything will be okay. Thank you for that, Akpan. I think that a lot of times that's with a lot of jobs, I will say, that, you only see the limelight or what you see on social media, but it's the things that you have to do when that limelight isn't on, and how you react. And I know, again, for me, when it was a lot of travel, but like when I worked for the Bucks, for instance, I felt like I could never complain because people were like, oh my gosh, you're on TV and you work for the Bucks. But it's like, what about those weeks when I'm in 3 different time zones and I'm trying to figure out where I am and then trying to get on the air and sound like, I know what I'm talking about. And so, I mean, it's a lot of jobs where there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. And but this is something that is truly shocking to me, the lack of pay that they get. And I mean, so how do you shocking? Yeah, like how do you even attract people that want to become flight attendants at such low wages? Because outside of, well, you get to fly anytime you want. Well, where am I going if I don't have any money? I can get there,
said,
but yeah.
Akpan, I couldn't have said it better. He says that they show you the limelight, but then they don't show you the realness. And Telly, I'm going to say this. I apologize publicly to any flight attendant where, I felt like they were overreacting or me smoke, and I gave it back. Because I did not know this. And this is why I love this station, because, again, there's a lot of sisters out there, too, that are flight attendants. Not that race has anything to do with this. Let me be clear. All I'm saying is that, and I shouldn't have brought it up, so let me extract that statement. Bottom line is that there are a number of men and women, or however you identify, that are flight attendants. And I now have a newfound appreciation knowing, and it's very easy to say, well, if you don't like your job, then look, I used to say that, but in 2024, when it costs $300 just to leave your house and breathe, I have a newfound appreciation for people who get up every day and are just trying to be law-abiding, tax-paying citizens through legal employment.
Yeah.
So shout out to all the flight attendants, as well as to your point, Telly, as we are entering a new academic school year. Shout out to all the educators, flight attendants, postal service workers, all the folks who know that they are not getting compensated. Talk radio show hosts. No, I'm just playing. All the people out there that deserve, based on what they endure every day.
Right.
We got to do better.
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah, and the support is definitely needed throughout the community because, like you said, these people that have these important jobs, the last thing they want to do, the last thing a teacher wants to do is go to work and get into it with a parent. The only thing they want to do is go to work and teach your child, and whatever lesson plan is for that day. That's what they want to do. And so, take that into consideration. These are your children that they are educating. Don't give them a hard time because you didn't had a bad night. You don't know what those teachers are going through, and vice versa. Teachers don't know what different parents are going through, and the same thing along the lines of being a flight attendant. I think that, yes, I mean, that may be something you're doing because you're clearly not trying to get rich, but maybe that's something you're doing right now in between time until you get another job or whatever the case may be. It's always best to show grace when you can because you don't really know the other person's situation.
You know what, Telly? This sounds like, based on this, it's just a reminder. You said it. You hit the nail on the head. Humanity, man.
Yeah.
I just, whatever higher power you believe in, or even if you don't believe in a higher power, I think these types of stories that we're discussing, and at the end of the day, whether we disagree or agree with one another, because there's a lot going on the YouTube message board. I had time earlier. I was engaging. I'm just spectating now. I do believe that at the end of the day, we all want to be happy. We want to ultimately be happy. And for some of us, it doesn't require six figures. It doesn't require a yacht. It doesn't require, all the jewelry. It just requires a sense of belonging and value and knowing that, you treat me with respect, I treat you with respect. And so with all of this, I'm going to do my absolute best to demonstrate whether I like you or not, whether you got a red cap on or not. Because at the end of the day, they're quite, and I learned that from the RNC. We covered the RNC. I realized that there are some people who wear that red cap and they don't understand the symbol, what it demonstrates, what it exudes, what it communicates to people of color. And during the RNC, I was having some conversations with RNC attendees, registered, and so it's you have every right to wear that hat. You have every right to feel the way I feel about former President Donald Trump. But just be aware of how people of color, especially black people, feel when they see that hat.
Yeah.
Just think about how flight attendants feel when they've been Ubering or lifting and working at the bar and then getting up at 3 a.m. Think about educators who know they're not getting paid fairly, but yet still care about the well-being and education of your student, your child. We got a lot to consider, y'all. Mm-hmm. But the main thing is that we got to get back to humanity.
Yeah.
And that is not a political thing. That's a human thing.
Right.
833-212-1017. We come back. It is time, y'all. Truth Swiping with Telly. Again, we want to hear from you as well. Are you swiping right or left? 833-212-1017. We'll be back.
More of Truth Be Told with DT and Telly is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to another episode of Analysis, man.
From Bucks superstar Giannis.
And then I'm going to Chris at the time. What did coach mean? What do you...
And even Green Bay QB Jordan Love. There's only one call for these conversations.
I've never been in a Lambo, and I have to, right? What is this Lambo league?
Tune in to the Thanalysis Show, presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Find it today on Apple, Spotify, and anywhere you get podcasts.
If you are an African American or Hispanic adult with type 2 diabetes, the University of Wisconsin needs your help to participate in Enrich, a diabetes research study which may involve working with a pharmacist and or a community health worker. Most discussions will be held over the phone. All participants will receive compensation. For more information, call Delicia now at 414-550-1016. That's 414-550-1016. And ask Delicia about Enrich.
Prostate cancer screening is a simple blood test. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. Your family history of prostate cancer increases the risk for all the men in your family. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. Prostate cancer is most treatable when it's detected early. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. Men, it's your life. That's why it's so important to talk to your doctor about getting tested. If you want info on how to take action, the Prostate Cancer Foundation is here to help. For more than 30 years, PCF, a leader in scientific breakthroughs, has funded cutting-edge research that speeds new treatments into clinics, helping patients live longer with fewer complications. Go to pcf.org to learn more about prostate cancer and how you can advocate for yourself. Remember, it's your life, and it's a simple blood test. Get it done.
Calling all big thinkers. The world's climate is changing. These aren't new facts, but it means we must think in new ways about how we can live, prosper, and provide energy for our world while protecting our planet. Engineers are answering the call to create cleaner, safer, reliable energy. Solar power, harnessing the power of the sun to light all corners of the globe. Wind power, channeling a simple breeze to bring electricity to our homes. Hydropower, using the natural flow of water to generate electricity. Nuclear power, engineering advanced reactors that are safer, more reliable, and produce zero carbon emissions. Engineers are leading the way and empowering the next generation. Engineers answer the call. Brought to you by the National Academy of Engineering. Learn more at nae.edu.
We've got some backups along southbound 43 from just before Hampton all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound 4394 slowing down around the Plainfield curve all the way up to Oklahoma Avenue. Eastbound 94, we got some backups basically from 84th Street all the way through the stadium. The westbound side slow from 35th out to Mitchell Boulevard. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Today mostly cloudy, cooler but humid. Isolated showers possible, a high of 78. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 67. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
You are listening to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
One, two, three. Whoa!
Truth Nation and Old National Bank, they know there is nothing small about keeping up a small business. That's why they developed their Empowerment Loan Program to help give people of color and women-owned businesses equal access to funds up to $5 million. This substantial commitment shows that Old National Bank truly believes that every small business deserves the opportunity to change their community in a big way. Learn more today by visiting oldnational.com/empowerment loan. Old National Bank, get old. All loans are subject to credit approval. Minimum loan amount $25,000. Additional program qualifications or restrictions may apply. For full details, contact an Old National small business banker. We thank you so much for tuning in. It is Hump Day. Telly, can I get a Hump Day?
Hump Day.
Ooh, you got a good voice for that. Geico. Okay, so look, I'm his agent. So Geico, if you're listening and you want to use Telly, you got to go through me, okay? I'm only asking for 80%. No, I'm just playing. Look, we just got done talking about the airline, the flight attendants, and I'm over here trying to be Don King. I get 80%. All right, y'all, it's about that time. This is actually one of my, next to Truth Telling Hits with Telly, this is one of my favorite segments. It's about that time, y'all. Let's get started with Truth Swiping.
Welcome to Truth Swiping, the game where you swipe right if you agree with the pop culture headline, or swipe left if you give it a complete 2 thumbs down. DT Telly and DJ Ricky, tell us, which way you swiping today?
You heard the man. I'm going to share about 6 hot topics taking place in the black community all across the world. All Telly has to do is let us know if he is feeling it or if he's not. If he's feeling it, he's swiping right. If he ain't feeling it, he's swiping left. And Truth Nation, we definitely want to hear from you. 833-212-1017. Are you swiping right or left? Now, Wisconsin has made national news once again. The Black Business Hub has opened in Madison, Wisconsin, providing a space for local black entrepreneurs to grow their businesses with financial and mentorship support. This was launched with a ribbon cutting ceremony last week on August 24th. The hub aims to increase the number of black-owned businesses in the region and foster economic development for future generations. The $25.5 million facility features event spaces, classrooms, a large kitchen offering diverse business owners opportunities to expand their reach and skills out there in Madison.
Yeah. I at first was going to swipe right, like strongly, but I want to swipe right on the condition of if this is going to feed into the main businesses, meaning like, okay, yes, you're trying to promote black businesses, but are we just promoting black businesses on this side of town, or are these black businesses going to be where other prominent businesses are? Like, are you going to put this black business next to a Whole Foods? Or are you going to put this black business next to a Starbucks? Like, so are we doing things to not just, okay, yes, we're going to give that. I don't want it to be, okay, we're just giving you a donation and saying that we care. Like, show us you care. And so I'm going to go right on the condition that it is a feeding program to integrate these businesses in very affluent communities.
All right. That's fair. That's valid. Good call out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is one of the most successful female groups of all time, and they were recently here in Milwaukee performing at the Wisconsin State Fair. TLC was forced to cancel their weekend concerts in New York and Connecticut after T-Boz, whose real name is Tion Watkins, was hospitalized due to an abdominal blockage initially thought to be food poisoning. The cancellations were announced just 30 minutes before their Friday show was set to begin, disappointing many fans. T-Boz, who has been open about her health struggles with sickle cell disease, is expected to recover soon. Sickle cell disease, abdominal blockage. I'm not understanding the correlation, but I'm not a doctor. But what I do know is that that's the same thing that is happening from those insulin injections for weight loss.
Oh boy, I am going to swipe right, and I'm going to swipe right because I want and I hope for a speedy recovery, because everything that you said, all that sounds painful. No, none of that sounds like a good time when you're talking about abdominal pains and you know, whatever else. What else did she have?
She has sickle cell
Yeah. I mean,
she was hospitalized due to abdominal blockage.
Right. So yeah, I think that again, I hope for a speedy recovery and again, taking care of your health. I mean, that is important. You just can't do anything and think, you know, everything's gonna be good.
Man, we got to take care of ourselves, y'all. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. Former NBA player. I'm going to the gym after this, Telly.
Shoot.
I did upper body yesterday. I'm doing lower body today, and I'm doing all core body workout tomorrow. It's not a game.
Yeah.
All right. Former NBA player and Sacramento Mayor Kevin Johnson has expanded his soul food chain, Fixin' Soul Kitchen, to Detroit, Michigan. The new restaurant, celebrated with a ribbon cutting ceremony on August 23rd, continues Johnson's mission to offer elevated soul food dining while honoring black culture and history. Opening its fourth location, Johnson, who founded Fixins with his wife Michelle, aims to create a community-focused, zero-waste establishment that supports disadvantaged youth and employs second chance workers.
Oh, I am all for that. Swiping right, and what better place to do it than in Detroit? But and I was just thinking about that. Like, there aren't that many like historic soul food places, like, to me, that still seem to exist. I'm sure there are plenty, you know, down south, but I mean, when I think of soul food chain, I think of like Sweetie Pies and Sylvia's and you know, ones that's been around forever and everybody know about. But
Gladys and Ron's. Remember Gladys and Ron's chicken and waffles?
Yes, right. Yeah, I mean, like, so, and none of those, to me, I mean, I know Sylvia's is still around in New York, but I know Sweetie Pies isn't around anymore. But anyway, I do think that is, I'm swiping right. That is a good thing for Kevin Johnson to expand that and more importantly, bring jobs to people that don't typically get those second chances to be employed after whatever may have happened the first time around.
Yes. All right. Last one. And this is the one, Telly, we talked about earlier. I was like, I can't wait to get your knee-jerk reaction on this. Critics claim former President Donald Trump is nervous about debating Madam Vice President Kamala Harris after he hinted on social media that he might withdraw from the September 10th debate, citing his dissatisfaction with ABC News. CNN's Caitlin Collins mentioned that former President Trump is struggling to find a strategy against Harris, which might be why he hesitates to participate. Some speculate the real issue is the debate format, including microphone rules, which could disadvantage Trump.
I am boy,
really
right. I really want to unpack that. There's so many things to unpack with that but the bottom line is, like, you don't. Come on, man. That's like me challenging LeBron James to a dunk contest. Like, there is no.
Kelly, you may want to sit this one out.
Right. There is no strategy. I mean, you are a convicted felon. She is a former prosecutor. And if you are trying to make sure that you can have any and every way to have some sort of advantage, aka making sure the mic stays on so you can interrupt her, that's the thing. Because he doesn't want it where it's restricted, where when he's not talking or when his time is up, that the mic is cut off because he's not able to interrupt her and hurl out insults and say whatever. So that takes away, that's part of his game plan. So, I mean, yeah, man, come on. Like, you trying to find a way to back out of it, and you just trying to find, I mean, maybe you should get shot at again, and then, but like, for real, you can't get out of it without people knowing that you're trying to weasel yourself out of this one.
I will just say this, Telly, in the history of presidential elections in this country, no president has been able to be elected that has not participated in a presidential debate. I'm just putting it out there. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I will wait. I have yet to witness a candidate being elected that has not. I mean, it goes all the way back to like Lincoln. That's why you have the famous Lincoln-Clark debate. I mean, it's a Lincoln-Douglas debate. There is no president, especially within the 20th century and 21st century, that has been elected without participating in debate. We need to hear from you, former President Donald Trump.
Yeah.
We need to hear from you.
Yeah.
Hire me.
Right. You know what's so funny? I know we got to get to break, but what's so funny with this is like somebody just putting Mike Pence at the top of the ticket and saying, and then when these political ads come out against you, it's like, well, Pence was the reason why that January 6th happened and this, that, and the other. You'll be like, wait a minute, didn't they want to hang him? And that's how I feel about
they had
like
the
how
whole noose and everything.
Yeah, like that's what I feel about with Trump, and these political ads against Madam Vice President Kamala Harris. He's like, well, under the Harris and Biden administration, and it's like, wait a minute, like she's the vice president. Like, come on. So, but anyway, that's just my little spiel.
No, I appreciate that. Speaking of appreciation, we appreciate y'all, Truth Nation. We come back. We're going to try to give you our truth of the matter, but even if we're not able to, which I do believe we will be able to, you've got 9 more live consecutive hours of Milwaukee Black Talk Radio here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. We'll be back.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Coming with straight truth.
Man, I don't think it's about training. They can detain and subdue white people just fine.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's when it's black men in particular that they feel that it's going to be a punitive measure. Negro, we're going to put you in your place.
Come on.
And that happens far too often in America, whether it's George Floyd and now Devontae Mitchell. The hell with training. This is about bias.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
When you work in early childhood education, you know the value of a good head start. And an early childhood educator apprenticeship offers just that to future educators and employers alike. Early childhood educator apprenticeships combine on-the-job training with related instruction that can be completed in 2 years with little to no student debt. Apprentices earn an income and the qualifications to excel in a center, opening a future of possibilities. And employer benefits too, gaining a trained employee they know and trust with qualifications to support another classroom, meaning more classrooms for more kids and more opportunity for your business. Get connected with an apprenticeship training representative to create an apprenticeship program tailored to your business. Put the future in good hands. Learn more about early childhood educator apprenticeships at wisconsinapprenticeship.org. This project is being supported in whole or in part by a grant awarded to the Department of Workforce Development by the U.S. Department of Labor.
Hey, Milwaukee, you've got too nice of a ride. Why put it through a gas station car wash when you could treat it to a nice Tsunami Express car wash? At Tsunami Express, expect nothing but the best with unlimited wash memberships and state-of-the-art car wash technology. Opening in Midtown on Fond du Lac Ave and Capitol Drive, stop by and get a free car wash only at Tsunami Express in Midtown from August 21st through September 1st. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at TsunamiExpress.com.
UW Credit Union here, celebrating new branches with ribbon-cutting ceremonies. And not just our 13 Milwaukee area branches. We're also including our mobile app, which is like a branch in your pocket, to check accounts, make transfers, and more on the go. So now, branches are opening 24/7, which is great for our members, but hard on our fingies. Oh, cramp. Cramp! UW Credit Union, local mobile banking made simple. Federally insured by NCUA.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You are listening to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
All right, Truth Nation, let me be brief and bright. My truth of the matter is simply this. I hope this serves as food for your soul today. Do not allow people to have access to you who do not want you to win. Do not allow people to have access to you who do not want you to win. That's my truth of the matter.
Mine's going to be even shorter than that. Make it a great Wednesday. If this is the refuel that you needed to make it through the middle of the week and to get you to the end of the week, hopefully we've been able to kind of fill your tank back up, or at least put it on 3/4 of a quarter. So make it a great Wednesday and continue pushing on. We're halfway. We're almost home. It's almost Friday.
It's almost Friday. And with that, thank you so much, Truth Nation, for tuning in. Stay locked in. You are going to have, again, 9 more hours of live consecutive Milwaukee Black Talk Radio. We love you. Tell somebody you love them. Make it a great day. Up next, Sherwin Hughes. We hope that we will be able, Lord willing, to hear and see you tomorrow.
Peace out.
.1017 The Truth and Associated Bank have teamed up for our Black-owned business give back. Each quarter, we'll be giving away $6,000 worth of free commercial ad